Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aylin and today we are going to be doing my November TBR. I've only done like 4 of these this year, which is horrible. I've not been reading much, but my partner and I now have an agreement that we're going to be reading an hour before bed. Every night. No phones, no nothing. So if we can stick to that, I should be able to read more. I also sometimes have time during the day to read, so I'm hoping that I can get through at least half of these. But we also know that I'm a mood reader, so if you're new to my channel, sometimes I don't read half the books that are on my TBR. Sometimes I read all of them and more. That is like a unicorn sighting. It has happened. Like once. I have so many repeats because I have been reading so little this year. I've only read 34 books, which is really bad for me. Not anybody else, but for my standards, for myself, it's not that good. So I want to finish a bunch of the ones that I'm currently reading. Chameleon Aura, I am about halfway through, like 130 pages. So I'm hoping to finish this one relatively soon. It's poetry. I really like it. It's by Bilge Pata. He is one of my favorite poets, and this is the last book I own of his that I still need to read. Daisy Hates. This is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe. I am 280 pages into this and just have been dragging my way through it. It's not that it's a bad book, it's just not Magnolia and BJ. People still really love Daisy Hates and Christian, so I'm sure that I will like this one, and I do like it. It's just, like I said, not the same, but I only have like 100 pages left, 150 pages left, so I desperately need to finish this one. This, I think, is the book that I'm going to start with this month, at least start to attempt to finish. If you don't know what this one is about, like I said, it's the second book in the series, but it's following a different couple, and the books go back and forth between the couples. So this one is about Daisy Hates. She's the sister of like this really big mafia boss in London, and he has to protect her from a lot of things, and she has like a friends with benefits situation going on with this one guy who is kind of part of his team, kind of not, but he's like in her friend group, in her circle, and then it's them continuing a relationship while someone that she was in a relationship with is very much a part of her brother's like group, essentially. There's a lot of moving parts, but it's very, very good. It's just slow moving to me for some reason. I don't know why. But to motivate me to finish that one, I'm gonna reward myself with reading The Long Way Home. I know that this book is brutal and so many people like sob. This one's way sadder than Magnolia Parks, but I am so excited for this one because Magnolia Parks literally lives in my brain rent-free, and this one is supposed to destroy you even more than that one somehow. So this is like my motivation to finish Daisy Hates, is getting to read this one. The first book, Magnolia Parks, chronicles Magnolia and BJ in a toxic relationship where they still love each other, and there's this like tug and pull. Somebody else gets involved with Magnolia and she might develop real feelings for them, but she still is so infatuated with BJ. It's heartbreaking. It's very realistic. It's not necessarily romantic, but like I said, it is very realistic, and that is why I love these books so much, or at least that book so much, and I'm hoping that I will love this one just as much, and Magnolia Parks wasn't just like a fluke for me. Then, one of my most anticipated releases of the year, The Brothers Hawthorne, came out by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the spin-off series to the Inheritance Games trilogy that finished last year. I love these books. They're so easy to get through, and since I have been in a reading slump, I feel like these will be really good. They're like wish fulfillment mysteries about this billionaire grandchildren and family after he passes away, and trying to figure out why he left so much of his legacy to this random girl. But he left a bunch of puzzles behind for all of them, including his 4 grandsons, and so this one is chronicling the grandsons a little bit closer. The grandsons are still very much in the Inheritance Games series, but this one, I think Avery might be a little bit more of a background character, and they're focusing, I think it's about 2 of the boys specifically, not just all 4 of them, but it's about Grayson and Jameson, who are my favorites, so I'm very excited. Then, because Christmas is coming up, I want to read all of the Christmas romance. I want to attempt to vlog it. So just to start off, I have A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I started this last year and I got 38 pages in. It's really good. It's basically about these 2 people, they're actors, trying to clean up their careers by, it's basically like the Hallmark Channel, but they have like Disney Channel strict rules, and one of them was like in a boy band and he's like trying to clean up his record from something that he did, and the other one is an adult film star and nobody can know that she's an adult film star. And they were both like each other's crushes, like celebrity crushes. Like he used to watch her stuff, and she used to be obsessed with him as a boy band, and now they have to work together on set for a holiday movie. How much fun does that sound like? I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be so cute, and it's set in like a small little town. So excited. Then, to pick up a series that I started way earlier in the year, I have Vipers and Virtuosos by Sav R. Miller. This is the second book in the Monsters and Muses series. This is a mafia kind of set romance series following a different couple for each book. They're also Greek myth reimaginings in like a mafia setting, which is so exciting. So this one is Orpheus and Eurydice. Yeah, Orpheus and Eurydice. We're following Riley and Aiden, and I think Riley has some type of secret and Aiden is like a rock star. I don't fully know, but these are dark romances, so if that's not really your thing, I would skip these. I really enjoyed the first book and the prequel novella to that book, so I'm excited to get back into this and hopefully read it very, very soon. Then I recently picked this up on audiobook. I have Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan, which I was supposed to read freaking forever ago, but I'm like a third of the way through, I want to say now, and I'm really enjoying it. Definitely content warnings for this book if you have ever, if SA and rape are things that you are really, really sensitive to, I would just check out trigger warnings and proceed with caution when reading these, because I don't tend to get triggered by a lot of things, but this book I literally had to pause at one point because there's not a graphic depiction on page or anything, but they're talking about the healing process after that and how challenging it can be for people to be comfortable with their bodies and with other people, trusting other people with their bodies after things like that happen. And it's really hard. It definitely struck a nerve, but it was really, really well done. It's like a great scene. It was just like overwhelming at the time, if that makes sense. I would just proceed with caution, look up content warnings before you go into this one, but it's an NBA romance following Lotus and Keenan. Keenan is in the aftermath of a very messy divorce, and Lotus, like I said, is a survivor of SA, and so she's trying to take a break from men and kind of her like hookup lifestyle. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and she acknowledges it, and it's said so many times throughout the book, but it's just something that she wants to like take a break from, which is also totally valid. And so her and Keenan have like to fight their attraction for one another because they want to be friends, but they don't want to mess anything up, but they like each other a lot and they're super, super attracted to each other. So the tension is wonderful. I love Kennedy Ryan's writing style, so if I finish this one, I think I'm going to read whatever her King's Mafia series is that's getting republished right now, because I have the first book to that as well, but I want to finish the Hopes series first. And lastly, I have a couple books that I really need to read on my Kindle. So the first one is Night Shift. I'm not sure who it's by, but I'll insert a picture here. I saw this on my Instagram feed as like a post. There was a whole post about it in my like search. I heard that this one is spicy. I heard it's Tudor and like sports romance. I'm very intrigued. I am also reading Fair Catch by Candy Steiner because it's football season, and every time I watch a football game it just makes me want to read a football romance. This one is an enemies, like a hate to love between two people who are on the team. This is a girl in football, so if that's something that interests you, I would recommend. It's not exactly the trope that I was looking for to fulfill the football romance, but I'm hoping that the rest of the series will do that for me. I just wanted to start with the first book before I continued on, but I'm like 60% of the way through this one, so I should finish it pretty soon. And lastly, I have The Rebel by Sophie Lark. I finished The Heir very recently and really enjoyed it. I'm even more excited for this one because we are following Miles. This is the spin-off series to the Brutal Birthright series, which I read last year and really, really loved. This series is called the Kingmaker series. We're following their offspring while they are at a mafia boarding school. They're all learning different roles in the mafia, and it's super fun. And this one we are following Miles and Zoe. Zoe is very quiet and reserved, and I think, oh yeah, she's in an arranged marriage that she does not want to be a part of with Rocco Prince, who is horrible to her and super abusive. Miles has a way to get what he wants, so I'm very excited to read this one. Plus Sophie Lark's books are like pretty easy to get through, even though this is pretty long. I don't think it'll take me that long to get through. So that is my very lofty November TBR, considering that I have not been reading, but I'm excited for all of the books. I also want to read Fourth Wing because the sequel comes out and I have it pre-ordered because I didn't want to miss the special edition, so we'll see how that goes. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below what you are planning to read for the month of November, and if you've heard of any of these books, or give me new suggestions because I'm so out of the loop with everything. I'm trying to be consistent to again. I miss posting and editing, so like I said, I'm trying to be consistent, but this year has been weird for me, so I apologize. If you're still here, thank you. It really means a lot. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I still think about you every single day. Life is just weird right now. But anyway, none of that matters. I love you all so much. I hope you're doing well reading, mentally, and otherwise. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope to see you all in my next one very, very soon. Bye, guys.